Hello, I'm Steven.
It's Cardboard Coalition.
And today, we got an unboxing for you. You looked at the thumbnail, you probably already know what it is. But Rezwan has no idea what's in this box. I do. The last one, if you guys watched, it was a different game than I thought. And this is what happens when you back Kickstarters and they take a long time to actually come in, and the delays and all that. You start getting mixed up on what's coming in, when, but... Alright, trying to make sure I don't. So this one came to us all the way from Italy. And so what we have, let's go ahead and hide all this from everybody. We'll hide it right here. Oh, it's kind of heavy. Push this out of the way. So Cactus Town. So Rezwan can't see very well. She'll have to see it from the top. But this is a programming game where you're in the Wild West and you're trying to, if I remember right, this one, you're having showdowns and trying to get points. But this is one of the first things I kickstarted, so probably almost 2 years ago. But we're going to go ahead and jump in this. We're going to do a top view so everybody can get a better view at what's in here. So let's go ahead and jump to the top view. Hello everybody, welcome to the top view, and let's go ahead and jump into Cactus Town and see what comes in the box. This game's obviously a Kickstarter exclusive, but there seems to be a good amount of people who actually backed this game. Like I had said, this is a programming game, and I need to sharpen my knife better because it's not sharpened very well. So as you can see right here, it's for 7+, it's 2 to 4 players, and it takes 20 to 60 minutes to play. Alright, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. I guess we can show that. It comes in a lot of different languages, as you see. Oh, it's saying 3 expansions included. Because this was a Kickstarter, I was thinking about that because there's expansions and I don't see the pieces for the expansions. Alright, this is from Second Gate Games. And there we go. Right off the bat. Miniatures right off the bat. So we got miniatures, we got the board. I'm going to go ahead and just move stuff out of the way and bring it back into shot to show you guys. So let's go ahead and move stuff out of the way. And this is a programming game where you guys kind of have a shootout and stuff like that. I was not all the way out of the way. I was trying to make the camera look nice. All right. Ooh. So here's the board. Oh, it's always one of those tricky boards. Eee. These always make me nervous. How do I open it? There we go. I think this goes like that. These always make me nervous. All right, we'll just go a long way so you guys can get a good view of that. And so you have your cards that you put down. And once again, it's a game that came out a while ago, so I don't remember everything. But we'll go ahead and go through it. All right, so first off, let's look at cards. This has a lot of fun art. Like it said, there's lots of expansions and stuff in here. There's also these expansions. These were the extra things that I got with it as well. So let's go ahead and go through those. Then we can look at some of our wooden tokens. And then, of course, the miniatures. So let's get through this really quick. And I'm just going to show you guys the art really quick and then go on to the next thing. So on and so forth. To try to make this more... I try to gear these what's in the box videos more so you guys can just get an idea of what we're looking at, right? And of course, this is not working out well for me. So, technical difficulties. I need the music. Do 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 do. The be right back music. Do do do. All right, there we go. And I know there's a little pull cord on there, but they never work so well. All right, so here's buildings where you go around and fight. So you have all the Western town buildings. The cards they're thinner, but they're linen finished. I don't know if you guys can hear that. So here are all the cards with the silly art. Looks like there's some doubles, but that's okay. I believe we shuffle these up to make the board. The gallows. Disguise, spurs. I think these are tools, if I remember right, that you can use. Things that you can use to help you do what you need to do. All right. I almost feel kind of bad because I remember there's the back so you guys can see the art, right? Little question marks. All right. There's one set, 2 set, 3 set, 4 set. And sorry, I can't remember what the expansions are. Ooh. Let's not do it that way.
It's a simple art.
What's that?
It's so simple.
Yeah, it's a simple art. It's a fun, simple art. Gives you the cartoon feel. Let's go ahead and jump through this one. All right. So this is the man with no name, obviously. There's movement. If I remember right, everyone's asymmetrical. There's different ways that they move around the board and that they do things. Yeah, this is the Lone Ranger, the different Rangers. So there's different people that you can play as. This was one of the Kickstarter expanded players. I remember that. I'm assuming these ones that are in this rip pack. Okay, look, this will work this time for me. Normally these don't work. But this time, of course, it'll work. There we go. So this looks like more buildings and stuff. So the newspaper stand, I think we went through the buildings. Oh, these are some different buildings. Some similar, kind of. Yeah, some of these are similar. Let's just go through them really quick. Different locations.
Because in this game we have a lot of cards. They make simple arts for this.
Maybe that's why it's simple art. I also think that it was just the style they decided to go with. Some people, when the Kickstarter was going on, they weren't a big fan of the art style. Not sure what these cards are set up. We'll figure it out eventually. There's the sheriff and deputies, the outlaws, the bounty hunters. All right. The cards they feel a little thin, but they're linen finish, so it's kind of interesting. All right, drop those in there. If everyone else is like Resvon, they're like, but I saw minis. I want to see the miniatures. I don't know if this is probably the cheapest way to wrap these, but it always not my favorite because there's not a where they fold over and you can kind of get under there. It's just literally shrink wrapped, which makes it harder to get into. But all right, oh, here we go. All right. So, can, danger. I think these are the cards in different languages. These are the cards in different languages. All right, but then here's some cards. There's the sheriff cards. There's the bandits. There is, I can't remember what these guys are. And we said what they were. There's the can girls. The different factions that you can play to get through things. All right. Then what else do we have? We have some more places that you can go to. So we have the ranch, silo. There's a ranch, another silo. Oh, these are the cowboys. So this is another faction. You get to play as different factions. So there's the cowboys. There's the rules, and then this is in different languages. So I don't remember all the languages that it comes in, but there's the different languages. I'm assuming Italian's one of the languages that they come in. All right. Then what else do we have? I know I'm putting them back in here and I shouldn't. All right. Then we have this one. These are the Native Americans. I think originally they called them Indians, and they got some pushback, so they went with Native Americans. So there's the TP, the totem, the TP totem. And this is one of the groups you can be. I think there's a, if I remember right, there's a little story. He gets lost in the town, and then you come in to try to help him. His daughter comes in. Oh, so they don't even call it, they give them by their name now. It's Dakota and Tashunka, which I'll mess up. And there's your card on how to play them. So you get, everyone picks a faction. You kind of play as your little faction moving around the town. And you have goals. It might sound like I'm being really simple with it or reductive with how it's set up, but that is what I remember. All right, let's go through some of these extra ones really quick. I think these were like items, extra items. There are some things, if this is one of the early Kickstarters that we back, so I didn't know enough. And there's some things, if you did this early or joined that at a certain point, you got extra things. Yeah, so this is some extra items. And then a lot of times with Kickstarters, you can pay a little bit more to get those. And I think it was like $3 or $4 maybe for the extra items cards. So I went ahead and said, yes, give me the extra items. And I think this one was like the social media one. Extra items might have been if you were one of the first 48 hours. And then the chicken, oh, I don't like that you pull it in the back. Oh no, I don't like that at all. All right, crazy chickens. Right, we got to pull it in the back. I don't like this at all. All right. Oh, and that's why I don't like it. Oh, no. My worst nightmare is happening right now. The game falling apart on me. All right. So there's that. You guys get to see some of my idiosyncrasies. We open that up, and we got some crazy chickens that run around the board. And then we got the car. Oh, I guess this, you can just, I thought this was going to be a whole thing. See, I'll probably end up keeping this and setting it in a box later on. But if I remember right, this was like a social goal. Like if you followed him on Facebook, before I knew to do all this stuff to get all the extra cool things. That's how this worked. All right. And it's just a couple little places, and then you get the crazy chickens, right? Crazy chickens. And I'm assuming it goes, oh yeah, there's just that little section, and it goes in different languages. All right, so there's the crazy chickens. We went through the cards. There are a whole bunch of rings to mark who's who. They're hard plastic rings. The silicone ones are better because once you paint them, hard plastic tends to scrape the paint. But you got lots of different pastel colors, and you have them for the different factions that you can play as. So there's those. We got wooden tokens, and I think if I remember right, we'll see when we look at them. And then of course a little silicone bag to keep it fresh. Oh yeah, because there's the chickens, right? And there's pets is one of the little expansions. I remember that. There's some of the pets, but then there's your faction tokens. Right, there's the can. Then you have your robbers. Here's some loot for them to steal. You got the sheriff guy, the outlaw. So I think these are the main tokens, and then the deluxe version you get, and these are nice wooden tokens. And the deluxe version you get the miniatures, which we got the deluxe version with all the little miniatures. Go ahead and drop those in there. Sorry guys, trying to make this fast so you guys can just see kind of what's in the box. All right, there's all those. Throw them in there. All right, we got some more tokens. We got some smaller tokens. We can open this up. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. And a silicone bag. Some more wooden tokens. They're the same quality as the bigger ones. These are just smaller ones. And we have a whole bunch of items. Like there's traps, and there's a peace pipe, and a axe, right? And little revolvers and things like that. So you guys can see. And they're not super heavy, not super light. I felt heavier wood, lighter wood. I say that a lot, I think, in these videos. Because sometimes they're thicker cardboard, and there's thinner, and sometimes there's heavier wood with more heft to it and wood with less heft. They're painted nice. Nice paint on it, nice screen printing. But there's those tokens. All right, what else do we have in this box? Who knows? We will see. Let's go ahead and pull this out. Oh, I see there's a spot, and I'll show you guys this is a spot for everything to go in here. But I'm not going to show you guys this yet. I know I'm off camera and talking. All right. If I remember right, these are the player boards for the different factions. You're going to be the Lone Ranger. You're going to be the Cowboys. You're going to be the Bounty Hunters. You're going to be the Outlaws. Let me set this up so you guys can see them all. The Sheriff and Deputies. Right, the Can-Can Girls. Well, they call it Can-Can Danger. The Can-Can Danger. And then we have Dakota and Tashunka. So, and then of course on the back, I guess, oh, I just banged it up myself. Not paying attention, Stephen. All right, so see, go like that. Show you guys the art. So you can see the art of the different factions. Yeah. Fun little art, fun little simple art. You want green? You want to be the bounty hunters? Alright. Alright. I know I keep teasing you guys and throwing the miniatures out where you can see them, but there's those. Go ahead and put those in the box. I'm trying not to throw the miniatures in front of you guys again because it's just mean and teasing. Alright, what else do we have in here? Alright, so, oh, that's what all that is. Okay. So Cactus Town, this is for the Kickstarter content. You obviously have it for different languages. I don't know all the languages, but there's the different languages. Tells you what the Kickstarter content is, how it works. It's kind of interesting because they have one for each language. All right. Then these are the rules. Then we get the rules in each language. Let's see. Remember, this being a very simple game. Let's go ahead and fold this out. See what we got. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages. I wouldn't count these two because it's just the start. Maybe 7. Yeah, let's say 7 pages to learn the game. Special effects and stuff. We could say 7 or 8. That's fine. There's all the different languages. Some of the languages are beat up. Some aren't. That's fine. So there's the different languages. Then we have the Lone Ranger, different languages, how to play the Lone Ranger, because it's an extra faction. Then we have, oh, this was the original name of it, and they found offense to it, and they didn't fix it. It's okay. The Lost Chief, but it's Dakota, and what was it, Tashunka? So originally it was called Lost Chief. So that's the idea is he wanders into the town is hectic, and his daughter comes in to save him. So her goal is to save her dad. Then we have the Stampede expansion, and then we have all the rules, different rules for the Stampede expansion in different languages. All right, and then what else we have is a lot of tokens. Tokens. So how this worked was, this is the deluxe, so you get the wooden tokens for these, you get the miniatures, you get the wooden tokens for all these people, and you get the miniatures, but I'll show you these. There's a little train. This is part of the board, obviously. This is part of the Stampede stuff. You get a little miniature for him. And then we got some more of the different people, right? But because we have deluxe, we have the miniature. Let's go ahead and pop one of these out. Pops out really easy. Nice cardboard, not too thin, not too thick. Which is nice because some of it we're going to use for like the Stampede expansion. Some of it we don't need to because we have the deluxe version. But some people don't care. I like the fact that we get in the deluxe both versions. These are shields to block so other people don't see what you're planning, what you're trying to do. So here's all the little shields. They're thin cardboard, or thin paper, heavy paper to thin cardboard. So there's all those. I go ahead and throw those back in here. And there is a space inside here for everything, which makes it really nice. There's a space to throw everything back inside. Oh, see? Just fell out. That's how well they're cut out. Nice thick. Or nice thick. Thick enough. Decent thickness on that. All right, so what you guys care about is... What? What do you guys care about? I'm going to say what you guys care about is some of this extra stuff that's in here. So for the standees, there's a little plastic. It comes with little plastic standee holders. So you guys can go ahead and go through that. This is something I like. Each faction gets a little die that they get to roll. So roll them out like that. Yeah, see, so if you're, is it the bounty hunters? I'm a little worried it's not imprinted, it's just screen printed on, but there's the art, so you get to roll the die. And then you have the, I guess they call it Can Danger, because they don't want you to say Can Girl. Sheriffs, this is the Lost Chief, the Dakota and Tashunka. There's the, I want to call him the Lone Ranger. And then there's the Bandit die. So you get a actual die for each person. All right. You think you're going to be a fan of this game?
Yes.
I think you are too. All right. So now we have the miniatures. It's because this is the deluxe version. So we have miniatures instead of the little standees. And I guess it's just whatever version you kind of want to play with. But let's go ahead and open this up. That's what I remember. So here are the pets. There's a pets expansion. They're really tiny. I don't know if you guys can see them, but they're pretty cool. A little chicken, a little dog. There's a little parakeet maybe. A little cat, a little rattlesnake. Go ahead and drop those back in here. All right, and let's go ahead and run through these and see what we got in here. And I'm just going to kind of run through them. I don't remember the names over and over. This always reminds me of the Clint Eastwood guy. Even the sculpts, they're detailed but basic. This is just a cactus with actual little spikes coming off of them. Oh, I have to put that back in there right. This is obviously a bandit. He's got the little loot in his hand, running away. Has little clips to hold him in there. Well, I'm not a big fan of these because, as you can see, I have to grab on them and pull. And like this, I'm a little worried the legs are a little thin, but I mean, it looks really cool. Little bandit guy. I heard that you can use a heater and then kind of push these in where you don't have to deal with them anymore. Oh, I can actually push them in just with my finger. I'm not so worried about the guy staying in place than I am about breaking them, pulling them in and out. Yeah, I don't like this. All right. I'm not going to pull them all out right now because of these little things, and that some of their legs are really tiny. So as I'm pulling, I feel the legs starting to bend, like, "Urgh." So I'm going to avoid that one. I'm going to have to fix this tray later. Which, like I said, I heard it takes taking a heater, a hairdryer, and you just warm up the plastic and push it in. But this is obviously one of the bandits, a little sneaky bandit. All right. Then we have the Can Girls, or sorry, the Can Danger. We don't want to equate gender to anybody. Or assign equate. I guess both ways. See, even with her, the legs are really skinny. She's on one foot and it's really cool. But with these things that are holding her back a little bit, you have to pull on it. I don't like it so much. I foresee them breaking in the future if I don't fix that. All right, down here, we got a sheriff, a big bulky sheriff. We got, looks like a bandit hiding behind a cactus, or a sheriff hiding behind a cactus, a cacti. That's just fun. She is one of the bounty hunters, I believe. Nope, she's a sheriff because she has a little star. Another sheriff with the star. Yeah, Yeah, see, pulling them out and putting them in with the thin little bases like that is a little scary. Here is Dakota. Then we have her silly father who gets lost in the town where they're having the big shootout. Oh, nice, even the braided hair and stuff in the back. These are very basic, like the art and stuff. See, like him, he's really cool, and I want to show you guys. But with these little things, I don't want to pull on him because his leg is so skinny. So you see the legs, and he's on there pretty well, but if you, just one foot connected, but if you pull, see how it jerk. So I don't want to pop him out and pop him in and pop him out. There's a little horse thief. He's still on the horse, little horse looking up at him. Hey, what you doing? I'm going to leave him in there because he's just not coming out easy, and I'll have to fix it. I would say this is a sheriff, but it looks like it's an outlaw. But she's got the little handcuffs. She's like, you can't hold me. All right, and then for the stampede, we have the little bull mooses because they are bull cows because they have horns and udders. But there you go. There's one. There's the other. That one's kind of running. It's got its little foot up. And then there, I believe he is one of the outlaws. Maybe he's riding a full bull. Not the best lines where you put them together, but they're fun. I think he goes like that. All right, that is everything that comes in Cactus Town Fun Dice, the deluxe version from Kickstarter. There's fun dice, there's miniatures, there's all that kind of fun stuff. If you don't get the Kickstarter, you still get these cool standees. They're cardboard and there's stands for them with the art and everything. So that's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Steven.
I'm Desmond.
And we're Cardboard Coalition. See you later, everybody. Bye.